Greetings and welcome to the Aftershow for episode 4 of Cyberrats Corpo-Rat Shills. We just completed a mission at a carnival after we had some lovely, wholesome, and sassy downtime on our spaceship. This was a fantastic show, guys. This had everything I love in not just my shows I run, but the shows I enjoy watching. We had some great roleplay in the beginning. We had some great. We got the Nibbles lore drop. We got a little bit of a hint about what's going on with Garrett, because Garrett has a whole bunch going on, and I'm slowly revealing as much as I feel comfortable to. We had the usual amount of sass in the boardroom with our director and the back and forth with that, and of course this incredibly successful mission. You guys blitzed through this mission.
Hey, you said we had a timer.
Yeah.
Yep.
Bet.
We took that.
You stuck to it.
We got our fastest people.
So we had what? Five turns.
Mm-hmm.
We got 2 extra, and then
Yep.
we ended up doing it in 2.
In 2
right?
turns. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That just like 3
Yeah, no,
that just like 3v power is just incredible.
I've said it before, but movement is the most important thing you can get in Cyberrats. Like survivability is great, movement is more important.
Movement's important. Yeah. I also I used a power to get up to the little crystalline guy, which also dealt him harm, which was great.
Mhm.
I didn't use it, but I actually bought the upgrade for Fredo Joe on his armor, where if he gets hit, he can immediately take a move.
Yeah,
Nice.
Which is
Mhm.
just incredible.
I was thinking about taking that too.
I guessed I still have intentionally not read like the enemies list, but I guessed just from Alex's facial expressions that it was the smash that wasn't working, which I think is really funny that it's like you just got around it by bleeding them to death.
Yeah, so
That was
let's
incredible.
let's talk
Yeah.
about that. These were slag enemies, which have the tag glowing blue. The glowing tag means that they can only be damaged by one of the 3 attributes, and blue is associated with Sly. So any damage it took from actions taken with Smash or Cyber do nothing. So you guys managed to get around that incredible defense and your lack of Sly by using other conditional tags and other powers that just did straight damage or bleed dots, and you tore through those slags.
Yeah. So it's funny. I don't have any cyber on Hank, but I do have Sly. But he wouldn't have thought to use that.
Yep.
He's like, I have swords. I cast swords.
Yeah, and it worked just fine.
When you went up, when you teleported up, you were like, "I'm gonna use smash," and I was like, "Oh,
Yeah.
you're
Yep.
killing
Yep.
me."
Yep.
I thought about it. I was like, can I just... Well, I also didn't, because that is my lowest stat. So I was like, this is probably not going to go well. I can justify using Smash. But yeah, that was a mistake.
So I want to talk just for a brief moment about glowing as a designer here. So a question that comes up all the time, like the second most question I get asked is like, can bleed apply to this, or can X effect apply to this if it comes from a power? And my answer to that is that the reason glowing exists is to force people to come up with a different tactic or a different strategy. So if your people are like, oh, we're gonna come in, we always just do 40 bleed all at once, bam, they're dropped, then say, you know what, no, it doesn't work. But if the goal of it is to force the players to do something different, and I leave it to the DM, to the manager, to decide how strict they want to be to encourage those different tactics.
Right. So instead of glowing blue, it's glowing red. It's like your bleed does your bleed does fuck all, mate. No, that's fair. That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, I might play around with that in the future. Perhaps perhaps the glow gets stronger or whatever it may be. They get some extra armor. But yeah, being able to dish out 10 bleed a turn on a single enemy is, I mean, that'll take down most anything at this point.
Yeah.
It would take me out. It's true. I mean, to be fair, like again, here for a good time and a long time. So we're trying to take out as many people with me before I go. So yeah.
No.
Can we just take a moment to appreciate the gravity bomb in the arcade? As like,
so good.
Is he hiding somewhere in here? Let's find out.
Nope. Just
time to leave.
Right.
That was an excellent way to search a large area in a short amount of time. Just smash it all together.
I was just like, oh man, like I'm gonna have to like, you know, like I'm gonna have to figure out like how should I methodically search this place. Like, I don't know, like I don't want to waste an action, and then it's like, oh wait, I have an ability that is the search this place and every place nearby.
It's the to whom it may concern power. Yeah, we love that.
Honestly, so much of the I keep wanting to say psycher mind job stuff is to whom it may concern, because a good amount of it is like damages everybody.
Everybody, yeah.
Like that's the other good thing about hiring Freighter Joe is I don't really have to worry about damaging him too much.
Yeah, no, he's fine.
Yeah, he's a beefy guy.
Yeah, now with that one extra script, it can be loaded.
I should be rich right now.
Yeah, I already took it off mine, so give yourself an extra script.
Oh, I'm adding it.
Wild. Absolutely wild.
Yeah, so I had a blast coming up with these missions, and I've generated quite a few, and then I just picked the ones that sound like they fit the story the best. But I had a lot of fun coming up with these 3 missions, and I made the mistake of coming up with 3 really cool missions all at the same time. And I'm like, I want to see all of these, but we only play one out.
That ship. I wanted to go underwater so badly. I was like, this is not the team to do that mission, and it would be happening off screen anyways, since we decided on the carnival, but I wanted that setting.
I really like
fully. Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
I really liked the underwater idea, but like I said with Ash, like it would be like, oh, it decreases your ranged weapons by 1 range band. It's like, okay, Ash has to shoot with stuff at near range because otherwise she is blowing up herself.
Yeah, I realized. It's for some reason in my brain, I was like, oh yeah, we just ended up, because it would be good strategically, I was like, oh yeah, we're still doing the underwater thing. Nice. Oh wait, nope, we did not do the underwater thing.
Didn't do that one.
Nope. Which means the Valdivians are beef. They are beefy, and that's scary.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, those were all really fun. Like, truth be told, the group that went to the carnival could have done the underwater thing.
Yeah.
They could have done the underwater thing. Yeah. I mean, we have the movement. Right. And we all have swords.
Carnival. And we're like, wow, that sounds so cool.
Yeah. Carnival. Let's go. And it was absolutely dope.
It was amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. It was a great time.
And I got to throw a tilt-a-whirl at you guys.
You sure did.
Yes, you did.
And that shit hurted. So thank you for that.
Yep. Well, that was gonna go real bad if you like absolutely failed that roll or didn't have a way around that.
Yeah.
That would have been bad.
About Hank and the lizards.
That was what?
I mean, listen, he's good at one thing. Well, two things: moving and killing.
Mhm.
uh, that sword do some damage. I'm so also double harm is
Yeah.
rough.
Yeah.
Yeah. When you were
Yeah,
like,
rough.
oh yeah, it does 16 damage. It was like 16?
hmm
Yeah, that ignored soak. Yeah, it's my.
I mean, even without that
doesn't even.
second double, the quadreps only had 7 HP, so doubling it the
Ah,
one time from the brutal on your sword would have
Mhm.
been enough. But applying
yeah,
Screwed to that target, I mean, Screwed is a fantastic condition, and
very
it makes flare guns just incredibly useful. When somebody drops a air supply drop on you guys, I just always immediately go to the flare gun because it's just it's just
I
such a good item.
I'll have to remember that for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Uh, yeah, you guys are getting to the point where you can really dish out damage. You can dish out a lot of damage, enough damage that if the enemies don't have shard, you're probably going to be able to get through them pretty
Yeah,
easily. Between shard
yeah.
and resilient, that's going to be the main defenses that enemies have from now on.
Mhm.
But I think we're moving out of the second column, and I'm going to start pulling enemies from the third column now. We are going to be
Uh-oh.
facing some of the toughest enemies, and I don't want to say that I softballed this mission in, but I did purposely make it less challenging than I would have otherwise. Especially the timed one that you guys went on, because I wanted the timer to be the main threat point, the main tension
Yeah.
builder. I was thinking about, instead of having quad reps, making them robo reps, which are the robotic versions of the same creatures,
Oh.
which surprisingly have less HP but deal more damage ish.
Did they ever hit anyone?
They have shard. Yeah, the quad reps
Oh,
didn't
they
really
have-
do much.
No.
They never
Yeah.
got a chance.
They
Well, they were-
just,
So
they
they-
just destroyed the Ferris wheel.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Which
There were
was part
the
of it.
two at the initial drop zone that all of you just blitzed away from. There were two right there, and none of you interacted with them at all. um, and yeah, the other
No.
two took down the Ferris wheel, and then you shimmied them up.
Yeah.
I feel like the thing is, like, when you have Joe and Hank on a team,
Yeah,
the mobility goes exponentially
Mhm.
high because
100%.
like the entire team can
yeah.
like is in the fight the first round.
Both of them can take themselves and somebody else multiple range bands away. That's a very useful
Mhm.
power.
It's important, and like especially when things are far away, which has happened several times.
Mhm.
Mhm.
It's extremely helpful. It's a great skill.
Yeah, that mission
Super
probably
good.
would have went a lot differently if you didn't have both Hank and Joe with 3V. If the secondary team went on that, the 5-minute counter might have actually been a threat.
Yeah,
100%.
for sure.
Mhm.
So excellent
Mhm.
strategy on you guys picking the team members there.
That was
Yeah,
all
you
cute.
said timed. I was like, okay, I know who's going.
Yeah.
Obviously. Yeah.
The hydroelectric dam would have been a really fun one to play around with. I'm glad that was the secondary mission. I think it would have been a cool map, but it would have been difficult to run. I will post it on here later on. It would have been a cool map. There were some cool things going on there, but I think it works best for a secondary mission. The other mission with the sunken battleship, that would have been really cool. The
Yeah.
idea of a battleship that kind of Titanicked in half. One side is listed and tilted off to one side. The other half of the ship is in a underwater ravine sticking up out of it. And it is laden down with mechs and mobile turrets
Right.
because it was a
Right.
carrier platform for mechanized units. It would have been super fun. But you can check out all these missions as I post them, and even more. And the cool thing I've been doing with this is that for every successful mission you complete, I give you guys an extra bonus when you go on these next story missions. And if you failed any of these missions, I was going to place a penalty on that main story mission as well. But you guys have just been succeeding all of your missions.
Which is great.
Yeah.
Knocking on wood right now.
Yeah.
I don't think any of you guys have rolled a 1 or a 2 in the past 2 or 3 sessions.
Knocking on wood
mean-
right now.
Yeah.
Esme didn't roll this session.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's
Oh
true.
yeah.
At this point,
Just
as a
use
mind job,
powers.
you've focused mostly on powers.
Wild. Just absolutely wild.
So I will let you guys know what kind of cool things, cool toys I will give you for these successful missions. You guys have a lot to work with. I'm gonna have an interesting time this week refining what the second main story mission looks like, but I think it's gonna be a cool time. Let's actually jump into some of the questions I usually ask for these after shows, and wrap it up there. Let's throw it back to you guys with a go-to question. What's something you want to see from somebody else coming up next week? Next week we have a big story mission, maybe a tad bit of downtime. What do you want to see?
More Nibbles redemption.
100%. I was like, Nibbles redemption arc? Question mark.
It was such a good conversation.
So great.
I did not have that in the cards, and that was only because of Ian. So like JD, props to you for setting that up.
Yeah.
Straight up. Yeah, you just boop platter. And you just
Yeah, I
let
was
him knock it out.
the
You're so good.
villain.
JD seems to have an excellent skill at making jerkbags into wholesome, lovable people.
It's only because I go into it going, I can fix them. It's fine.
And it worked.
Oh,
It's
Yeah,
funny though,
that's-
because I did not expect that to be the way the conversation went down. Like, I expected Ian to go in there being like, dude, get your act together. Don't fuck around. Like, you need to be on your game or you're going to get killed. And instead, you were like, I'm going to drop some of my backstory,
Mhm.
and
Right.
it actually
Kibbles.
explains some of what's been happening. And Ian was like, oh, okay. Never mind.
Gotcha.
I'm still
Yeah.
gonna be like, you need to get your act together, but like now I'm giving you a reason to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, and that's so all I had was that like Kibbles was the next of kin. That's all I had, and I was like, we can flesh this out.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Love it.
Hell yeah. In the moment.
Is Kibbles your backup character?
Oh yeah.
Because
Incredible.
yeah, Esme's sister Sophie is also my backup character. I think if either of them die, actually.
No, if Kibble, yeah, if Nibbles bites it, Kibbles is coming in. If Frater Joe bites it, I don't know.
Oh, the big guy.
If
Can't-
Freighter Joe
I'm
bites
afraid.
it, the whole team is in trouble because I probably had to
It's
drop a
true.
nuke on the lot of you to manage it.
If he goes, what hope is there for the rest of us?
If he goes, we've all gone. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
that's pretty much where it's at.
Yeah.
Everyone is dead if Raider Joe is dead.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah. No. Oh my goodness. I love. It was so good. Nibbles. It made me very happy. Esme is sassy bitch. I love her so much.
I love her so much.
I love Hank, and like I was going in expecting like Pack-Rat to be the one who was always calling Esme on her shit, because like Pack-Rat calls everyone on their shit, but it
Sure.
was just Hank being like, "Oi, bit of a dick,
Yeah.
mate."
Right? It's like, what's going on? What's going on here? What is this? But he's very like, whatever, it's fine. But he's still gonna call you out on it.
Yeah.
Packers actually trying to fix shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's good.
I want more Pack-Rat sass.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
I got you. I will absolutely. We're ready. You know what I'm saying?
I have to say, it's getting more and more difficult for Himalaya to be jerks to you guys because you just keep succeeding.
Right.
I-
Because we have results. You
Stop
know?
stop being so good at this game so I can be a bitch.
I kind of like Packrat's current sass of just like accurately stating the situation, but in an unflattering way.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Love it.
Yep. That question from Hayden again, another setup. Just wha-pa! And Packrat's like, yeah. So this is what's up.
Yep.
I love
and
that. I love that.
She tried to like not sugarcoat it, but definitely she tried to hit that professional spin on it. And Packrat's like, nah, this is what's actually up.
Yep. That was great.
Yeah, no, it's been great. Listen, I really don't know why. Somebody said cyber complacency, and I went, nah, fuck that.
Yep.
I
Yep.
am unionizing.
Yep.
Which side are you on?
Right, it's been so great. You know, Packrat and Nibbles are gonna have to have another conversation.
Oh,
Mhm.
for sure. I'm looking.
Mhm.
I don't know what that's gonna look like. I have no idea.
I don't either. I have no idea.
I kind of love that Ian is just in everyone's will now.
Yep.
Yes.
Nibble. So right now,
Best con
like,
man.
if it, you had us do like the next of kin letters. Like right now, Nibbles' next of kin letter is just Ian. You were nice to me once. That's it.
Fantastic.
That's the whole
Yep.
letter.
Incredible. I'm gonna cry on screen if I ever have to read that.
Mm.
I'm trying,
gonna
guys.
have, like-
You got a roll worse.
Packrat's gonna have so many. They're gonna have so many for a lot of you. Like Nibbles is getting 2. Well, 1 and one's gonna have
Like
been
one's
lost.
a
It's
crossed
fine.
out.
Yeah, one of them got discarded. Yeah,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
it's gonna be so good. Anyway, I'm just excited.
That's
Yeah.
been interesting though to like, and I haven't done this in a few weeks, so I know I need to, but updating those next of kin letters, or
Mhm.
as you call them, Q, death letters.
Death letters.
Death letters.
Yep.
They're death letters.
Yep.
That is correct. That is what they are. It's like, if you're reading this, I'm dead. That's where we're at.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Now, I'm glad we thought of that idea for the death letters. We'll see if they actually come up in the show. I'm not actively trying to kill any of you guys because I'm not an adversarial GM like that. But eventually your dice luck is gonna roll out.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe. We'll see. But even if the death letters never come up, if we get through the entire campaign and everybody survives, I'll post them here on Ko-Fi so you supporters can check them out. Because I've read them. They're a lot of them are, man, they hit you right in the feels, and it's great.
yeah.
It's great, especially if that person just died. I'm cool like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be great. Looking forward to it.
Yeah. All right. Anyone have any final highlights or anticipations before we wrap up?
I'm scared.
I'm scared.
Big mission next week.
And Valdivian's looking a little scary.
Valdivian is
Um,
looking
yeah.
quite scary.
We'll have to pay down some of their threat, I think.
Yeah, we're
Mhm.
gonna have to. Yeah, we have to.
Yeah, Valdivian
Force.
is at 3 out of 4 threat.
Mm-mm.
Right.
Nope.
No.
That would
Not
make your
acceptable.
enemies look
Lower
really
that.
dangerous. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna start throwing some big enemies at you guys. You guys might be going up against bio-enhanced soldiers next week. Well,
Sure to be fine. They sound nice.
yeah, they're fine.
Yeah.
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 Do they? Are you sure about
think-
that?
I
I'm a
trust Alex.
bio-enhanced soldier.
Yeah.
Right. And how different are we? Exactly.
Sorry, JD, what were you saying?
I was gonna say I trust you, Alex. I mean, you created the game, so if you tell us that's okay, then I know it's okay.
Oh no,
Oh, baby. Oh, honey, no.
I can't be held responsible for the things past Alex did.
Yep.
I've learned so much since then.
Yep. Yep.
That's Alex is an asshole. That's how that works.
I
Yeah.
didn't know I would be fighting the bio-enhanced soldiers.
Yeah. Well, I think that's where we're going to leave it for this week. I'm going to let my fantastic group of players here go about their evenings. I'm going to see about dropping all kinds of stuff that I have in the backlog to get up here on Ko-Fi. So look for more bite-sized tutorials. Look for more GM philosophy notes and blogs and whatnot. There's going to be some cool stuff popping up. And a big mission next week, so be sure to stop by at our usual time for our assault on the Valdivian research and development sector. And then we'll be 2/3 the way through our show. I'm really excited for it. So, all of you guys, get your rest, spend your script, make peace with whatever greater beings you may hold dear, because next week is going to be a whole thing. Thank you so much for supporting. Happy time zone, everybody.